making sure that we're seated in an appropriate, comfortable, stable, upright position will support concentration. So briefly scanning through the body, making sure that the spine is upright, feet are flat, and that we settle into what feels comfortable, but that also has a sense of stability and strength. And when the body feels settled, we start to settle the mind in meditation, just giving ourselves the instruction that this time is for meditation. There's nothing related to work or anything else that we need to focus on. All of our responsibilities can wait as we take time to develop the mind. So worries or anxieties, daydreams pop up, just release them as you use the breath, physical sensation of the breath as it passes into and then again back out of the tip of the nostrils to settle and anchor your attention in the present. The mind feels more clear, then we'll set a virtuous motivation. Recently, there was a meditation on compassion, so today we'll do a meditation on love. I think in setting our motivation, the importance of wanting all sentient beings to have happiness and the causes of happiness in a manner that's grounded in reason rather than partiality, on the basis of our interconnectedness, our interdependence with other beings, and the role that that mind plays in our own growth and development. I think it's for the purpose of widening our circle of concern. We engage in this meditation, developing a broad, limitless mind that embraces all beings. So when we develop compassion, we're developing the wish, the aspiration for beings to be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. We develop love, we develop the wish for oneself and all other sentient beings to have happiness, and the causes of happiness. So start by visualizing a version of yourself seated in front of you. And think about the ways in which you wish to be happy, both in an ordinary sense and also a more long term spiritual sense of fulfillment. So, make some clear examples of what that would mean in a temporal, worldly way, but also respect to your long term development. And using whatever phrases, ideas that you find work for you, try to generate a strong feeling of wishing, aspiring for your own happiness. Things like, may I be well, may I be content, may I be happy, may I be healthy, whatever positive ideas. Just repeat those silently to yourself. Do you feel like that aspiration is quite strong, quite stable? And imagine that that aspiration takes on the form of an orb of golden white light at your heart center. Energy is in the nature of loving kindness. And imagine that light rays emanate from this orb outward to that visualization. Completely install this version of yourself in happiness, temporary and ultimate happiness. Imagine that transformation taking place. Hold your mind in the images and in the knowledge that that aspiration has brought about the welfare of yourself. And then allow that visualization in front to dissolve and replace it with the image of a person that maybe you saw yesterday in passing in the hallway or at work, on the street, in the grocery store. You can bring to mind their face, but you've never really spoken to them, you don't know them. It's someone that you would say is a stranger. Imagine that they're seated in front of you. As you imagine looking at this person, you might notice mind will immediately or easily think about whether or not this person is happy, wants to be happy, should be happy. But simply on the basis of their status as a sentient being, they deserve happiness just as much as we do. There's no difference between oneself and others in terms of our own aspiration for happiness and the extent to which we deserve to accomplish it. So it's just as reasonable to wish for the happiness of others as it is for myself. So even if we have to use a remembering consciousness to think about what it felt like to aspire for ourselves to be happy, we can do that. We can just reestablish that subjective state. So, again, using the words, the ideas, and even our memory of that subjective state, try to stabilize an aspiration for this person to have both temporary and ultimate happiness. And again, visualize that this aspiration takes on the form of that orb of golden white light at our heart center, and the rays of that light go forth and surround that visualization in front, actually providing and transforming that person into a person who is installed in a state of temporary and ultimate happiness, satisfaction, contentment, freedom from fear, freedom from disturbing states, in whatever way you build that visualization, just hold your mind on it. And then allow that visualization to dissolve and replace it with the image of a person you do know and someone that you find just slightly irritating. And now that you're familiar with the stages of contemplating their status as a sentient being, creating a stable aspiration, turning it into energy, and so on, just go through those stages silently on your own, culminating in that visualization of the light rays. And when you're ready, we'll come back together. And then we'll dedicate. So we think back on our virtuous efforts, our attempt to cultivate love for all beings. In that spirit, combined with the spirit of generosity, we just release any clinging to that effort, hoping and wishing and directing it to ripen in whatever way will bring the best, highest benefit for sentient beings. May it serve as a principal cause for my enlightenment, only so that I can continue to work for sentient beings. May it serve as a cause for all beings to actually accomplish their own welfare now and in the future. And may it establish the conditions for all of my spiritual guides to abide, to have lives without any obstacles, to continue to guide and teach me as I come under the joyful care of all of the enlightened beings from now until my swift enlightenment. Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable.